Today, questions about how the system failed in a state with strong red flag laws. Now, the 18-year-old gunman traveling more than 200 miles to carry out this fatal shooting. NewsNation's Dray Clark is live in Conklin, New York, at the suspect's home. Who was with the suspect, Dray? What were the possible red flags in his past?
Well, there were a few there, and some say that investigators may have or should have at least recognized those flags, but nonetheless, that did not happen. Meanwhile, here outside the Gendron family home, it is a much different scene. This time yesterday, the same time yesterday, it would have been impossible to come here to this house because there were so many investigators. They wrapped up their search of the family home and property late last night. Meanwhile, there's still a lot we don't know about the shooter, but this we know for sure. When he made that drive to Buffalo, he was full of anger and hate. 18-year-old Peyton Gendron is thoroughly convinced the white race in America is on the verge of extinction. It's called the Great Replacement Theory, a false belief that white people in America are being purposefully replaced by people of color, mostly immigrants. Gendron wanted to do his part to stop it.
This is someone who has hate in their heart, soul, and mind.
In a 180-page manifesto believed to be written by Gendron and posted online before the shooting, he claims he was bored in May 2020 during the pandemic and started watching and listening to white supremacist ideology on the internet, which led to him being radicalized. The website 4chan was his go-to place to find like-minded people.
At this point, the investigation is showing that he did this by himself.
Last June, he threatened to shoot at his high school graduation. The police investigated. Gendron was ordered to undergo a mental health evaluation, which produced no red flags or immediate concerns. New York has some of the toughest gun laws in the country. The state's red flag law bars people with a mental health diagnosis and deemed dangerous and a threat to others from buying or owning a firearm. Gendron was never officially labeled a threat, according to investigators. So because he was not charged with anything related to that threat, he was free and clear.
A lot of times we don't see the full picture until after an act of targeted violence has occurred.
Dr. Catherine Coleman is a board-certified psychologist.
Once a person is on your radar as being concerning, they need to always remain there.
Investigators say Gendron knew where the highest concentration of African Americans lived in Buffalo. He traveled 200 miles to the city, used this AR-15 that he purchased legally to kill as many black people as he could before surrendering to police.
Why is it that an 18-year-old with a mental health history can buy an AR-15? Why does that happen?
Now, Peyton Gendron may have purchased that AR-15, that rifle he used legally, but investigators say the high-capacity magazines he used with the gun are illegal, and they're now trying to determine where he actually purchased those magazines. Meanwhile, Gendron's parents, who are New York State workers, we understand, they have been cooperating with investigators. Nichole?
And Dray, I just want to reiterate, in your piece there, you said that he threatened to shoot up his high school, but then was not labeled a threat.
No, he was not labeled a threat. The police department says they did a thorough investigation, and as part of the investigation, Gendron was given a mental health evaluation. But at the conclusion of the evaluation, apparently they thought he was not a threat to others, and so he was not deemed dangerous, and so that cleared the way for him to walk into that gun shop about 20 minutes from here in Endicott, New York, and purchase that AR-15.
All right, Dray Clark reporting for us in Conklin, New York. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.